All right. So if you guys got the news, Francis Ngannou is back. Okay. And he made a statement. He did not sleep on Ferreira at all. Fought a fight, got the finish done in the first round, and he totally just smoked it. Totally made short work of the baddest dude that the heavyweight division in the PFL has to offer. Only reason I was saying I don't want him to sleep on him was because if he came in cocky, which he's done before with the Stipe fight, the first Stipe fight, all that. So I just want to clarify. I was always in Francis's corner, but I honestly understand sometimes when you put a fighter on a pedestal like I did for that Anthony Joshua fight, you end up getting shocked. And I'm glad that Francis Ngannou has made an MMA return and he's back in his home sport. And now I don't think that there's going to be anybody right now yet in the heavyweight division that's coming for him at all. But he is the PFL heavyweight champion. He's going to get paid better than I think the UFC is planning on paying him or ever was planning on paying him. Dana White is now watching from the back, seething with rage. And, oh, wow. Renen Ferreira was a scary dude. He really was. He was about the same size as Francis. He was getting things done like Francis, just very dynamic. But Francis did not sleep on Renen at all. Got the job done. And I think that this kind of just concludes any threat to his MMA legacy because you don't know how he's going to come back after what he's come back from. But he's back in action, back, probably ready to make a quick turnaround. I hope he makes quick turnarounds because he might actually single-handedly put enough eyes on the PFL to kind of give it some more viewership, and then we'll see it skyrocket from there, hopefully. But a guy can dream right now at this point. So, the biggest threat to Francis Ngannou's MMA career is now vanquished. Quick, easy work. And it wasn't like right away, but Francis waited for the opening. And one thing that we saw from the second Stipe fight, a patient Francis that waits for his opening to close the show is a very dangerous fighter. And the danger factor is back on top. Now, oh my gosh, I am so relieved because now you could tell that Dana's not going to be smiling like he was after that Anthony Joshua fight. Dana's going to have some coping to do. But let me tell you something. PFL, I think it has a bit of a bright future ahead of it now. I think hopefully Francis stays a little bit more consistent. And who knows, maybe we might actually have more people from the UFC once they fight out their contracts go to the PFL. Who knows? I mean, let's say Rob Font loses again tonight. He could possibly, after he fights out his contract, go fight for the PFL. Who knows? We'll see. Now, obviously, we've seen people from the UFC go to the PFL and fall short. And it's happened before, Marlon Moraes. But let's be realistic about it. That's kind of a toss-up. But I think PFL and UFC are actually kind of in a closer league than people still want to admit. I think Francis is just honestly that good. But I think the competition between PFL and UFC is now kind of starting to heat up, and we're going to start to see PFL obviously have some people probably come from the UFC over to there, and maybe they should, because if we look at the purses for what Francis is making at the PFL, and we see that it's better than he was making at the UFC, that can entice a lot of fighters to tell Dana White, hey, I'm going to fight out the rest of my contract. I'm yours until I'm done. Or they might just keep their mouth shut so they don't get shelved like Nate Diaz. But this is probably going to be a bigger game changer in the fight content community than we might want to admit. Now, it doesn't mean the end of UFC content for that's a matter of fact. The UFC is always going to be there, but maybe there might be more cards for the PFL that more people are going to want to watch and bring light to, and that means more videos to pump out analyzing the fights, but I do have to get familiar with those fighters first. Man, this is an exciting time, a turnaround. Now I got to get to watching the card for Ferreira versus Hernandez, see how that plays out. But congratulations, Francis Ngannou. Thank you for coming in and taking this fight 100% switched on and serious, and you cut through that dude like a knife through butter. Peace out.